this could have been used in a radiological sense, in the same way as, for example, that the radiological attack on Litvinenko in 2006. So this could be just something as simple as poor, dangerous air cargo, but it could be more malign.
Splash of the sun this morning. Nuke plot smashed at Heathrow. A Uranian shipment intercepted is the exclusive on the front of it. Counter-terrorism forces are investigating after uranium was intercepted at Heathrow Airport. The undeclared cargo originated from Pakistan, and it's understood it was destined for Iranian nationals in the UK. Major General Chip Chapman is a former head of counter-terrorism and UK operations at the MOD, so we can speak to him now about this. Morning to you, Chip.
Good morning, Stu.
How concerning is this? It's a small amount of uranium, but the notion of uranium being transported without people knowing about it is a concerning one. Yeah,
it is, but let's put some context on this. So as soon as people mention CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear, people always go to the end, nuclear, and start talking about improvised nuclear bombs, as one of the papers did this morning. The chances of that occurring are absolutely zero. More worryingly, probably, is that this could have been used in a radiological sense, in the same way as, for example, that the radiological attack on Litvinenko in 2006. So this could be just something as simple as poor, dangerous air cargo, but it could be more malign. So, for example, at the moment, we know that there's the Iranian Revolution, and it could have been that where this was going to go was a front company for the IRGC Quds force. That is the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Force Quds meaning Jerusalem. Now, there's two ways of looking at this, really. That post 9/11, airport security, cockpit security, and passengers fighting against people who are hijacking, for example, we take this seriously. So this is actually a strategic success either for border force in terms of the technical capability that we have at both ports and airports, or again, it was an intelligence tip-off about this, because it's worth reminding ourselves that 2 days ago there was a chemical plot uncovered in Munster in Germany, a potential cyanide ricin attack, and that was a tip-off by a friendly intelligence agency to the Germans. So more likely and more worryingly, the two plausible scenarios are either what people call a dirty bomb. That is not a nuclear bomb. It is a radiological dispersal device, as we call it, an RDD. And actually, more people would die from a dirty bomb because of the blast or shock action of the bomb rather than the spread of the radiological material. And it's the type of radiation and the distance from it which would determine the level of sickness you had, i.e. whether it's gamma rays, beta rays, or alpha rays. The third thing, and more likely, really links back to the Litvinenko thing, in that radiological material can, rather like we saw the Litvinenko, which was a nerve agent attack, can come into your body either by inhalation, ingestion, or absorption. So if there are Iranian dissidents in the UK, which there are at the moment, and one of the things because everyone's been looking at sort of either Ukraine or Harry recently, is that the sort of press really for what's going on in Iran has not really been as fulsome as it should have been. Starting in September 22 with the Masa Amina killing a Kurdish woman, and which has sparked this wish for reform and revolution in Iran.
So what you're talking about there is one plausible scenario is that there are Iranian, effectively freedom fighters living in this country who are hostile to the regime, troublesome to the regime, and it's not implausible that people working for the regime might want ill things to happen to them.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the other things that we're worried about this year is that state-sponsored terrorism making a comeback. And in a way, we are seeing a slight realignment in the geopolitical world with that, with Iran being the greatest supporter, for example, of Russia. And we know, that they've supplied them with the Shahed 136s, the drones, and the IRGC Quds Force have done this to a number of sub-state groups, in the Middle East, the Houthis, the Hamas, and Hezbollah are all those malign groups which Iran has, through the Quds Force, supported really to eliminate Israel in that sort of sense. So taking out your opposition is something that they might want to do. I don't think they would do it with a dirty bomb, because that really doesn't give you the sort of plausible deniability that you'd be after. Something, as I said, like the Litvinenko thing might be more plausible to decapitate. But these are early days, and in terms of knowing what was behind this. So we have to be slightly careful, but that's the sort of conceptual basis behind this.
That's really, really interesting. And I hadn't thought enough about sort of the state of Iran and what it might do towards dissidents in other countries. It's a very good reminder of that, if nothing else. Major General Chip Chapman, thank you for joining us.